So is the number of people uninsured a problem? Now, a lot of people will say things like, millions of Americans do not have access to doctors and treatments that they need. That's why we need to make sure everyone can afford insurance. But that's kind of weird. That's like saying lots of Americans are having a hard time making ends meet financially. That's why we need to make sure that everyone in America has a checking account at a bank. The two are related, right? Checking accounts and having money are related, but they're not the same thing, and addressing one through the other is a very strange way to go about solving the problem. Now, obviously, not having insurance means that a person might be on the hook for an exorbitant sum of money if they were to get sick or injured. There are other problems as well. For example, it is often said that the uninsured people cost the American people in general money whenever they go to the hospital. Now, most commonly, what we say is that these people, the uninsured people, get free medical care despite the fact that they don't have health insurance. Like all mysteries or myths in the world, there is a grain of truth to this. The Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act of 1986 specifically states that all hospitals receiving federal funding, which includes Medicare and Medicaid, are not allowed to deny care based on the ability to pay of the person or their inability. Hospitals that do not accept federal funding of any kind do not have this same obligation and are allowed to turn people away based on their ability to pay. Interestingly, though, there are no provisions in this bill for reimbursement of these services to the hospital. It only says that the hospitals are not allowed to turn people away. So what would happen if these people had insurance? After all, if they were insured, or if insurance companies were required to pay for their medical services, wouldn't the American taxpayer have to pay less? Or wouldn't we all have to pay less at the hospital? To understand how complex this question is, it might make sense to go through a brief history of health reform.